In this video, I'm going to discuss the process of what happens after you actually get into the property and actually what happens once you zone the property. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that each and every single one of you have shown this channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not yet, feel free to check out the GodMade podcast on all streaming platforms, and feel free to check out Legion Assisted Living Academy and Legion Assisted Living Advisors in the links down below. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and actually jump into the topic of this video. Now you have the property and now you have it zoned. And what does the process look like afterwards? How does the business get up and going? What happens once all that is done? Well, if all went well with zoning, and zoning is the most crucial part right before licensing, due to the fact that that is when you'll know how many beds you'll actually be able to have in your home or in your facility. So it's very crucial that you know ahead of time. And also the fact that you get zoned and that you have that done, that is one of the crucial parts to actually getting your application processed for licensing. So if you don't have your property zoned yet, you can't get the license to actually operate an assisted living facility. So with that being said, once you actually have that done, you are pretty much, it's all kind of downhill from here. So what you'll do next is really put the application in with licensing, and you'll also submit the zoning forms that they will require when you submit that application, and the number of beds that you'll actually be able to operate in your home with. So they'll want to know exactly what they'll want to license you for. So they will go based off of that zoning. So once that process is done with zoning, you didn't actually submit your application for licensing. And licensing can turn around fairly quickly for the most part, at least here in the state of Arizona. They don't really waste a lot of time to actually get your facility licensed. And so they come and they do their initial inspection. You essentially have a checklist that you go off of to set up your home for that initial inspection when they come and actually do the inspection on your home. And so that is what will happen afterwards. Once that initial inspection is actually done, it's then at that point that you get the rest of your rooms and the rest of the house all furnished or done or completed, in the sense of making sure all the furniture is in there, making sure the TVs are in there, whatever else you need to do to really get it ready for residents. At that point, what you'll do is start marketing. Hopefully you've started marketing your home prior to the inspection, and that you're kind of putting the word out about your care home, and that you're contacting the different people that will help you fill your beds, such as placement agents, hospices, home healths, different rehabs, etc. Going out, meeting with people, networking. That's going to be very crucial, because once you're ready to get residents into your home, they're going to actually want to come tour your home, whoever it is that wants to come and work with you and partner up with you to take care of whatever residents will be in your home. So what essentially you will need to do at that point, once you actually pass the initial inspection and you get your license in the mail and you hang it up on your wall and you got all your stuff ready to go, you're going to want to host an open house. And once you host an open house, this is where all your networking is going to come into play, and you're going to get everybody over and kind of just do a kind of a one-stop shop tour of your home, right? Everybody's going to come, you're going to network with all of them, even some more, and they're going to network with other people at the open house. So it's just a great environment, and hopefully you host a really nice open house. That way everyone is just comfortable and they're having a good time. Everything with COVID right now, obviously it's kind of hard to host an open house, so you might actually have to do individual tours, which is fine, just as long as you get your house seen and put out there for other people to see it. And then you also will want to do some form of video for your facility and get that posted up on your website, get all that marketing stuff taken care of. And then at that point, it's just a matter of a waiting game, right? Always being prepared to do any tours that you can do, always being flexible with your time to make sure that you can actually fill those beds and actually do those tours according to the family's schedules that will be coming and touring your home. When you do start your home and you are a beginner, what's going to happen is families are going to ask if there's any other residents at the home. And unfortunately, this is something that you have to just deal with, right? It's just something you're going to have to be honest about and say, no, well, we just opened. We're very prepared to take care of your loved one, etc. And so it may that getting that first resident in the door is probably going to be your hardest resident, but then afterwards you'll start to actually get more and more residents, and it won't be nearly as hard as that very first one. Just like anything else, making that first sale, getting that first client, getting whatever it is that in whatever industry you're in, that's always going to really be the hardest. And then from there, it kind of everything else kind of falls into place. And so that is really what happens when you start your care home, once you have the property. And then at that point, you start looking to hire caregivers. Hopefully you can hire them prior if you got enough capital to hold them in employment and keeping them employed while you don't have any residents. You may not even need to actually have them come to the home. Just say, hey, you know, we don't have any residents now, you're hired, but just know that when we do get residents, we'll start working on your schedule and the staffing then. So you kind of want to start, you know, shifting through a bunch of different people, interviewing, doing all the staffing and scheduling then. So a lot of people worry about staffing and scheduling way too early in the process of starting their care home. So don't really worry about that process until you actually are licensed and ready to go and you're doing tours and everything. Even though family, they'll ask how many caregivers you have on staff, you know, just if you are still vacant at the time, just let them know, hey, you know, they're not here currently, but you know, we do have this amount of caregivers hired, or this is what we plan on doing. So just keeping them informed about that. And once you get that first resident in, it's just a matter of going through the admission process, going through the intake process, and that's when you kind of start learning your system and what you really have implemented in your home. And then at that same time, you'll be learning along with your caregiver exactly how you want to start running that system, and what you expect them to do and what you are going to do, whether you're the owner, the manager, or if you plan on just being completely hands-off and you have a manager and a caregiver. And if you get a manager who has experience, they'll be able to actually run that system and teach you as the owner, which is also very beneficial, and you don't have to really worry about implementing your own system. So it's pretty neat to have that, and to have that type of employee who can help, and an experienced manager. With that being said, that is really what happens after you get your home and after you get it zoned. So hopefully if this video helped, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, go watch all these other videos that will pop up right here. And that is all I have for you. So I will see you all in the next video. God bless.